my bunnies, welcome back. Today we are making classic, soft, fluffy, amazing chocolate chip pancakes. Oh my gosh, I am so ready for this. Let's get started. So we're just jumping right in. First we are going to combine 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of salt in a bowl. And if it looks like I added way more than what I just told you in the video, that is because I doubled the recipe because I wanted to choose like the perfect ones for the thumbnail, so I wanted a lot to choose from. And then in a larger bowl, we're gonna combine 1 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter that you have melted, and 1 large egg. And so the butter, since it's melted, it's going to be warm, and I'm sure you can kind of like see where I'm going, but if you use cold milk and cold eggs, it's going to firm up the butter immediately. So you want to make sure that you leave your cup of milk and your egg at room temperature, like, I don't know, like an hour or something before you start to cook, so that everything is nice and room temperature and your butter isn't gonna just like undo all the melting immediately. And then to that, we're gonna add the dry ingredients and mix together, but make sure not to overmix. And so, like, is this like a theme where I mess up every video I'm shooting? Because like lately it is. So I added the chocolate chips now because, you know, I wanted to make sure that I was showing you guys the best way. And when I researched chocolate chip pancakes, because yes, I researched chocolate chip pancakes, everyone said like add chocolate chips to the batter, and I'm like, that seems a little weird because you can't control how many you put in. It's all just gonna sink to the bottom, but I'm like, whatever, everyone says to do it, so I'm gonna do it. And if you follow me on Instagram, then you saw the ugliest pancake in the world. Like, what the heck? You've seen me make pancakes before. I have struggled my whole life making pancakes. This is like a therapy session. I have struggled my whole life making pancakes. I can make freaking like cake bombs. I can make freaking like this, but pancakes, no. I finally got it, and then it failed, and I almost cried. So go back in time. Don't add the chocolate chips. You see them in a little bowl now to the side. This is like the bowl of like learning from your mistakes. Mistake bowl. You're gonna set your pan to medium heat. Light the pan. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Turn on the heat. Turn on your stove. I need to like find another job. And initially I added butter because, you know, like butter on pancakes, like that seems like the logical choice. But now, since you've already like seen the future and you know that I mess up royally, I'm gonna go back to what I always did, which was using cooking spray. And like, I hate myself for preferring this, but it just seems so much more reliable than butter. Everything spreads and cooks so much more reliably. I don't understand. And then we are going to ladle in our pancakes. So to make pancakes all the same size, literally just use 1 ladle the whole time and fill it up the same amount. That's it. You don't need to use like a ring shape or anything like that. And you want to look at the edges of the pancake, and when you see that the edges start to lose their shine and start to set, not the middle, just like the edges, you want firm borders. And then once you have that, you're gonna add your chocolate chips, and you'll see in the recipe that I didn't tell you how many chocolate chips to add because you follow your heart. You have to follow what your heart tells you. If, you know, like your year is going great and you're like, I don't need to compensate for a bad year with a lot of chocolate, I can handle a couple chocolate chips, go for that. I'm proud of you. I am not there. And if you feel like you need more chocolate chip than pancakes, like you can do that too. So that's what we're doing today. And then what I like to do is use a knife just to kind of, this is fussy, you don't have to do this if you don't want to be fussy, but I got my knife and I kind of push the chocolate chips in because, you know, I don't want them to burn or like fall out when we flip it. We want them to be enveloped. It's like a nice cooking word. We want them to be enveloped in the pancake. We're going to cook it until the entire surface, until you can start to see bubbles come up through the entire surface of the pancake. You can see that again, the shine is kind of disappearing. It looks a little bit more matte and the bubbles are coming through. That's when you want to flip it over. And at this point I was like, okay, what if because I'm using my macro lens here, which is like the really, really close up one. And I'm like, let me see if I can flip it and keep it in shot. And no. I also made these in matcha version, like green tea version, and I know a ton of you guys love matcha, so check it out. No, check it out after this one. So you just flip it over and cook. Like how long? I have to check my recipe because I'm taking it from my book. Yeah, so you want to flip it and cook it for an additional 1 to 2 minutes. We are stacking them up, and look at how pretty and look at how yummy. Oh my goodness. And if you make too many, you can either challenge yourself and eat the whole batch anyway. Relatable. Or you can pop them into a freezer bag and freeze them, and then when you want to eat them, pop them into the toaster. You want to be careful because these ones have chocolate chips in them, so you don't want like that to melt all over your toaster. But anyways, I love you, and I will see you guys next Friday for a new video.